You set my soul on fire, and I'm beginning to wonder if I was born to burn for you over and over again. The fire you've ignited within me burns so brightly, it lights up every corner of my life, and I can't imagine a world without it. There's a certain kind of magic in the way you love me, a magic that burns with every touch, every kiss, every glance. I thought I knew what it meant to feel alive, but then you came along, and now I'm burning for you in ways I never knew were possible. Your wickedness calls to me like a flame, pulling me closer, making me crave the heat that only you can provide. In your eyes, I see a fire that consumes everything it touches, and I'm willing to let myself burn if it means I can feel your love. You've set my heart on fire, and now every moment without you feels like I'm burning without a way to put out the flames. There's nothing more addictive than the fire you've kindled in my heart, a blaze that only grows brighter with each passing day. Every time I think I've had enough of the heat, you find a way to stoke the flames even higher, making me crave you more. You've taught me that sometimes it's not the danger of the fire that matters, it's the way it feels to burn. I never knew what it meant to truly burn until I met you, and now I can't stop wanting more of the fire you give me. You are the spark that lights my soul on fire, and every time we're apart, the flames only grow stronger. Every touch from you feels like a flame against my skin, and every kiss burns deeper into my heart, setting me alight. Your wickedness is a fire I can't resist, and every time I try, you find a way to make the flames burn even brighter. The more you love me, the more I burn for you, and it's a feeling I never want to escape. You are the kind of fire I never knew I needed, the kind of passion that turns my world into an inferno of desire. The wickedness in your love is the kind of dangerous beauty I've always craved, and now that I've tasted it, I can't get enough. Your presence alone is enough to set my heart ablaze, and I find myself constantly chasing the fire you've ignited within me. Every time I look at you, I feel the flames rise higher, and I wonder if I'll ever be able to quench the fire you've sparked. Your wicked touch leaves me yearning for more, and every kiss is like adding fuel to the fire that's burning in my soul. There's something wild and untamed in the way you love me, and I'm both afraid and exhilarated by the fire you've ignited in me. I never believed in the kind of love that could burn so fiercely, but now, with you, I understand what it means to truly be on fire. Your love is a fire that burns brighter with every passing second, and I can't help but give myself completely to its warmth. Every time our lips meet, it feels like the world ignites, and for that moment, nothing else matters except the fire we create together. I've never known a love that could make my heart race like this. A love that turns every touch into an inferno of passion. There's an irresistible wickedness in your touch, one that makes me want to surrender myself entirely to the flames you ignite. You set my soul ablaze, and in your presence, I find myself lost in the fire, unable to look away, unable to stop craving more. The warmth of your love is something I've never known before, but now that I've felt it, I'm addicted to the heat you bring. You are the flame that keeps me alive, the spark that turns every moment with you into a firestorm of desire. The way you touch me, speak to me, look at me, every action is a spark that sets my world ablaze, leaving me yearning for more. With every word you speak, every glance you give, you stoke the fire inside me, and I'm left burning with the desire for you. You've unlocked a fire within me, one I never knew existed, and now I can't help but let it consume me completely. There's a kind of beauty in your wickedness, a beauty that sets me on fire and leaves me wanting to burn forever in its warmth. In your embrace, I find both comfort and chaos, like a fire that soothes yet ignites something wild within me. When you're near, the air around us crackles with the energy of 1,000 sparks, and I find myself caught in the blaze. You've awakened something deep inside me, a fire that burns hotter with each passing day, and I never want it to fade. Every time our hands touch, it's like an electric current coursing through me, igniting a fire I can't put out. The fire you've sparked in me burns with a desire I can't control, and all I want is to feel the warmth of your love forever. In your eyes, I see a fire that mirrors my own, and together we create a blaze that will never die out. The more I experience your wickedness, the more I find myself drawn to the flames you create, unable to resist the pull. In your presence, the world around me fades, and it's just you and your wicked smile, sparking a fire that burns deep within my soul. There's a certain kind of danger in your touch, one that I crave and fear in equal measure. My heart races every time you speak, as if your words ignite a fire I never want to extinguish. You move through my mind like a storm, chaotic and unstoppable, yet everything you do is a spark I can't help but chase. Your wickedness is a melody that plays on repeat in my heart, and every note makes me want you more. It's not your beauty that consumes me, but the way you make me feel, like I'm caught in a blaze, unable to escape, yet unwilling to leave. When you smile, it's as if you know the power you hold, and I'm helpless in the face of it, willingly burning for you. The way you look at me sets off a fire inside me, one that I'm too afraid to put out, and yet too addicted to stop. You've woven yourself into the fabric of my thoughts, and every time I try to step away, your pull only tightens, setting my heart ablaze. There's a dangerous kind of magic in your gaze, one that turns my entire world into flames, and I can't imagine living without the heat. When you're near, the world feels both infinite and too small, as if the only thing that matters is the spark you've set inside me. Your touch is a spark, and my skin is the kindling. Together, we create a fire I've never known, and one I never want to extinguish. With you, I'm both alive and burning, torn between wanting to get closer and fearing how much you could consume me. Your wickedness is the kind of beauty I never knew I needed, raw, untamed, and impossible to ignore. Each word you speak is like a match, and every glance you give me is the wind, making my desire flare up in ways I can't control. There's a fire in your soul, and every time I look into your eyes, I feel it spread through mine, leaving me wanting more. In your arms, I find both my destruction and salvation, as if the fire you ignite within me is both a curse and a blessing. You're a dangerous kind of beautiful, and the fire you've sparked inside me is something I've never wanted to put out. When you're near, it's like the world ignites, and I can't help but want to burn with you, forever. Every glance you give me is like a spark that turns into a blaze, and I wonder if I'll ever be able to quench the fire you've lit. The way you love is wicked, and I can't help but let myself burn in the warmth of your embrace, even when I know it might consume me. You're a fire I'm afraid to get close to, but every part of me longs to feel the heat of your wicked touch. There's a beauty in the way you break me, in the way you light me up with your passion, until all I can do is burn for you. Your wickedness is a fire I never want to escape, a blaze that keeps me awake, burning with thoughts of you. I used to fear fire, but with you, it's the only thing that feels real, the only thing that makes me feel alive. You make me feel like I'm standing in the center of a firestorm, and yet I can't seem to move away from the warmth you offer. My love for you is a fire that refuses to be tamed. Every time I think it will die down, you add fuel to the flames. I've never known a love as wicked as this, a love that burns with such intensity it threatens to consume everything in its path. Every moment spent with you is like a spark catching fire, turning into a blaze of passion that I can't ignore. You are a wildfire, uncontrollable and untamed, and somehow I've let myself get caught in your flames. There's a certain kind of wickedness in the way you love me, a kind of passion that sets my heart ablaze with every touch. The fire you ignite in me is one I can't put out, no matter how much I try. I'm addicted to the heat you bring. Every time I'm with you, it's like standing in the middle of a fire, burning with desire, yet unable to walk away. There's nothing more dangerous than the way you make me feel, a kind of passion that sets my soul on fire and keeps me wanting more. You are the kind of wicked that I could never resist, the kind of love that makes my heart race and my skin burn with desire. The more I'm around you, the more I realize that I'm not afraid of the flames. I'm afraid of living without them. Your wicked smile sets my heart ablaze, and every time you speak, the fire in me grows stronger, impossible to ignore. I find myself craving the heat of your touch, the way you make me burn with passion until nothing else matters.